Okay, perfect. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to the channel then please consider subscribing. So many of you guys were asking me about the visa checklist. So I have made this list and it's actually quite long. So I hope I'll make this video as short as possible. So let's get into the video. So the first document is a visa application form. The visa application form is a form which you'll download from the VFS or through the embassy website, and while filling the form just please make sure you are filling everything correctly. The second thing is your original passport. You need to carry and submit your original passport along with the passport photocopy. Your passport should be valid for at least 3 months, and you need to submit the photocopy of the front and the last page of the passport in which you have your all the details, your address on your parents' information. The third document is all previous passports. For example, if your passport has already been expired or if you travel so frequently, so just make sure you submit all your previous passports. The fourth document is a passport size photograph. Make sure you submit at least 3 or 4 passport size photographs with a white background. So the background of the photograph should be white and the dimension is 35 to 45 mm. And just make sure the photograph shouldn't be more older than 6 months. So it should be a new photograph and you shouldn't be looking very old. And the fifth document is a cover letter. In the cover letter, you need to mention briefly about yourself, about your background and all the documents you are submitting in the application, what are your goals and why you want to go to Poland. So the sixth document is the offer letter and the final acceptance letter. So once you pay the tuition fee, you'll get the final acceptance letter from the university. So just make sure you put this letter in your visa application file. In the final acceptance letter, everything will be mentioned about the course starting date, about the course ending date. It will be mentioned that you are now the student of that particular university. So just make sure you put this letter in the application. The seventh document is the proof of payment of the tuition fee. So usually you have to pay the tuition fee for first or the second semester. So you can pay the tuition fee through bank transfer, through Western Union or through other payment methods. So the best method I would say is if you have a saving account in your government bank. So you can go to the bank and you can ask that you want to do the foreign remittance. You can say that I want to pay the tuition fee, so they will help you with everything. And I'm saying the government bank because they have the very less transaction charges. So yeah, it's something to keep in mind. So please make sure you take the TT receipt from the bank because you have to put this TT receipt in the visa application file. So it's actually very important. The eighth document is the CV, and you guys must be familiar with what CV is. So just make sure you make a good proper CV and put that in your application file. So the other thing is the visa fees, which is actually 80 euros for national type D visa. So you need to pay this 80 euros only through cash, as I saw on the embassy website. So make sure you carry 80 euros in cash. So the ninth document is certificate plus mark sheet of your last qualification. So if you're going for bachelor, so just make sure you get your 12th mark sheet and certificate apostille from the Ministry of External Affairs. And if you're going for masters, then you need to get your bachelor's degree apostille from the Ministry of External Affairs. So the 10th document is if you are going for an exchange, so just make sure you provide original certificate from the University of India in which you are currently studying. You need to provide a copy or the certificate for the exchange from the university in which you are going. And the third will be the invitation letter from the Poland University. This document is only valid for people who are going for an exchange to Poland. So the 11th document is document confirming that you have sufficient funds to study in Poland. As I was checking the VFS website, so they have mentioned that you need to show that you can survive with 701 zlotys per month. So practically you need to show 701 zloty into 12 months because your visa will be valid for 12 months. Plus also you have to show plus 2500 Polish zloty, the return flight ticket that you will go back to your own country. Practically I don't think that how it works. So to be on safer side, you need to show at least 8 to 10 lakh Indian rupees in your saving account. Just make sure you put the bank statement of last 3 months from the date of your visa interview. So the bank statement should be in the name of the applicant or your sponsor. For example, if your father is sponsoring you, so you should put the bank statement of your father's bank account. And also if you have taken an education loan, so it's not a problem. You just need to put the education loan certificate in your visa application file and you'll be good. So let's go to the 12th document. So the 12th document is a sponsorship certificate. So for example, if your father, your mother or your brother or anybody in your blood relative is sponsoring you, so just make sure you put an affidavit on a stamp paper of 10 or 20 rupees. And in this affidavit, the things should be mentioned that I'm his father or his mother and I will take care of all the responsibility and all the expenses of my child who is going to Poland. and are ready to bear all the expenses. So all these things should be mentioned in the affidavit. And please also make sure this affidavit should be attested by a lawyer or from some government officer. And also you need to put the ID card of the sponsor of who is sponsoring you, and also you need to put the ITR of last 2 years of the sponsor. And in case your father or the sponsor is a farmer, so you need to put the certificate of 7/12, and also you need to put the certificate 8A, and also the income certificate from the government. And please make sure all the certificates are in English. So let's go to the 13th document. So the 13th document is a valid travel medical insurance. So you actually need to purchase a travel medical insurance which will cover your international stay for 365 days. Some of the travel insurance companies are Bharti AXA, Reliance General Insurance, and so on. The total coverage of the travel insurance should be minimum of 30,000 euros. And the 14th document is the itinerary and flight reservation. So you have to show actually a dummy flight ticket. It is not an actual flight reservation. So you don't actually need to book the flight tickets. You just have to make a reservation. You can make a flight reservation by various websites. Some of the websites are yatra.com, goavibo.com, and so on. So you also need to show the flight itinerary, that what are your travel plans. For example, if you have a layover in some other city, then you need to mention all this in the flight itinerary. So the 15th document is the proof of accommodation. For example, when you come to Poland, you are planning to live in dormitory or you are planning to rent an apartment. So no matter what your actual plan is, no matter if you want to live in an apartment or somewhere else, so just make sure you get a letter from the university that your accommodation is actually reserved in one of the dormitories. This letter from the university is very important for proving your accommodation in Poland. And the last document is an additional document. For example, if you have any gaps in your education, so you can put the document and certificate for the gap proof that what you were doing in that particular duration of time. So it is very important if you really have a very long gap in your education. And also please make sure you have 2 sets of all the documents, like one original and one photocopy of all the documents. And also I would like to say the IELTS certificate is not mandatory, but if you just put the IELTS certificate, then just chances of getting your visa will be much higher. So this way all the documents you will require for your Schengen visa, and just make sure you don't miss any of the documents. Just have each and every documents, and you can have even more documents if you want. More documents is actually better than less documents. I hope it makes sense. So that's pretty much for this video. I hope you got something out of this video, and if you did, just make sure you hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I mean, subscribe kar do yaar. And still, if you have any queries, you can comment down below or you can write me down on Instagram, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye. So the visa application बोलना क्या है एक बार सोच लो.